as you said, that first we should work on our fluency and then we should work on our accuracy. But the problem is that when we start learning, anyone who like start from scratch, so what happen after some time if that person is start going to focus on only fluency part? So after 6 months or 8 months, there are few mistakes which after some time which will be the part of that student life. For example, any kind of mistake is there, grammatically mistakes. If let's say I am making mistake in tenses somewhere, and I have been doing this practice for the 6 to 8 months, so now this is the part of my spoken, and it's totally incorporated in my habit. And now like after 8 months I'm going to focus on my accuracy. The problem is that actually I'm habituated to speak my sentences in that way. How to get rid of this problem? Because already I'm getting into the habit of this problem, and now I'm focusing to remove this problem in terms of getting the accuracy. So what to do? Because after 8 months I'm totally habituated, and now it's quite difficult for me to refrain this problem from my side. Are you getting my problem? Like most of the learner, they have this problem. Once they are habituated towards any kind of mistakes, and when they realize or they are like suggested, okay, you should remove these mistakes, you should focus on this part. Now it's quite arduous, quite onerous to get rid of this particular problem, because they like that person is totally habituated in a flow. Whenever they have a conversation, that person have a conversation in a flow, automatically that mistake happens. Okay, so at this situation, what that a student should do?
So, a very good evening, Shabnam. How are you doing today?
Yes, good evening, sir. I'm doing well, perfect. Thank you for asking. And how about you?
Well, so far so good. No complaint till now. By the grace of Almighty good, I'm doing fantabulous in my life and trying to add some value in my overall personality. Thanks for your kind concern.
Thank you. Like glad to have heard this lovely, what we say, greeting from your side. Okay, and just I would like you to introduce first time as we are meeting for the first time. So definitely we should go with the inclusion first. So would you mind introducing yourself, sir?
No, why should I mind? In fact, I would be more than happy in order to introduce myself. So let me introduce myself. Well, my name is Shiv, and I born and brought up in India. My native place is Uttarakhand. By profession, I'm a central government employee, and as far as my academic qualification concerned, I'm done with my Master in English, Master in Commerce, and this year I'm pursuing my Master in Economics. This is my final year. I do teach English to beginners and intermediate speakers through different online application as an unofficial English trainer. And I have my own YouTube channel by the name of English with Teachership. So that's all from my side in brief.
Wow, great, sir, fantastic. So let me introduce myself also. I'm Shabnam and I hail from Mumbai. Professionally, I'm a pharmacist. I'm a full-time trader, homemaker, and mother as well. Apart from this, I have a YouTube channel, so I'm a part-time YouTuber as well. Yes, this is all about me, sir.
So in short, I would consider you as a jack of all trades, or I would say
Oh my
that you
God.
are a
The same thing
versatile
I
in nature.
wanted to tell. The same thing I wanted to tell, because you said you are a center government employee, then you teach also. After that, you are pursuing your study. So you are a multitasker. Like at the same time, you're doing lots of work.
For this, I would say only one thing, that I'm just trying to follow the stepping stone homemaker like you, who are doing multitasking at the same time, trying to manage your stuff. So I thought, let me try. Maybe possible I'll get success in this. I'm not
Yes,
sure
yes,
how long
yes.
it is, but okay.
But you're doing very well. I have gone through your channel, and it's really doing very good. Last time, like you uploaded that channel where you mentioned you have completed 1,000 subscribers. I saw that video.
Yes.
I watched that
Yeah.
video, and it was really good. The way you like recorded everything, background, your voice. The first of all thing, your voice and accent. You just look like a foreigner. Your accent is look like it's not like our Indian accent, and you doesn't have like you don't have any kind of a mother tongue influence. Most of we have this thing, but really you don't have.
Maybe it's just because I'm not sure whether how did you learn this language, but in my case, it was an accident. I mean to say that I started learning from one application and there I've talked with many native speakers around the world. So you can say I started from scratches, from zero, from ground level, as I did my schooling from Hindi medium school. So in my initial state, I was such a terrible and awful speaker of English. Like people used to criticize me and humiliated me a lot. But I took that humiliation in a positive way, in a constructive way. And just because of that humiliation, I'm learning this language. Honestly speaking, there's no other reason behind learning this language. That humiliation worked as a fuel, as a spark, as an ignition, which triggered me from my soul and made my mind in order to embark myself into the journey of learning this language. So when I started talking with native speakers, intentionally, I haven't learned any accent, but you know very well. Environment plays a very imperative and indispensable role
Yes,
in one's
indeed.
personality as well as behavior. So I got a bit influence of their spoken English or their accent on my spoken English. Now things become more worse when it comes to last year. I decided to work upon my pronunciation. And what I did, I started learning IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, where I have to practice with 44 different sounds, whereas 24 are consonants and 20 vowel sound. So
Yes,
the
yes.
way we pronounce those sounds are entirely different from the way you pronounce the sound. For example, normally if I would say CAT, how do you pronounce this? CAT.
Cat, cat, city cat.
Okay, fine. But in my
Okay,
case, how do I pronounce? Let's see. Cat,
cat.
bat,
Okay.
sat,
So
mat.
is it British accent or American accent? Because we have
I
two
don't
type of accent.
I don't even
Okay.
know which accent do I have, but I would say only one statement for that. I do have amalgamation of three different accents. The first one is Indian, the second one is US, and the last one is British.
Yes,
So
yes.
sometimes I speak some of us like American speakers, sometimes I do speak English just like Indian, and sometimes British. Like sometimes I'll say
That
in a
means you are
nutshell.
amalgam of all. You are amalgam of all accent. It's
Yeah, you
great.
can say that. And I'm myself in dilemma whether it is a boon for me or bane. Because some of people say that sometimes they are not able to understand me. I'm not sure why. And sometimes people say, "Wow, sir, you have a very marvelous and fabulous accent. How can I learn this accent?" So I'm a bit confounded. What shall I do?
No, really, you have a fantabulous accent, and I just told you that it seems to you seem to be like a foreigner person, and also in that video you spoke few lines in Hindi, and the way you was speaking in Hindi, that was also not a native like Indian Hindi. How we like use Hindi language in our day to day life, that was total different. The tone was different total. Like you seemed to be at that time, you seemed to be like yeah, you like came from somewhere any other country, not from India. Okay, but just
Yeah.
now I got to know that okay, you are from Uttarakhand. So I got astounding really. Really, you are from Uttarakhand. Amazing.
Yeah, in
Okay,
fact, one tragedy happened with me. Someone asked me to sing a Hindi song. Intentionally, I haven't sing a song in my entire life, but okay, that was my close friend, and that was his birthday. So I thought, okay, fine, I should not forbidden him, and I started singing Hindi song. You won't believe, uh, they all started laughing at me, and I just asked them what happened. Am I like wrong somewhere? Did I make any mistake? So they said like, oh, seriously, are you singing Hindi song? Because the way you
my
singing song seems to be that we are listening to a foreigner. And I said, oh
God, song.
God.
Yes, exactly,
That
exactly. I
I
can
couldn't
totally
sing.
fathom, like I can totally fathom this. And also, like, what is your native language in your home with your parents, with your siblings? Which language do you use?
However, my native language or my state language is Garhwali, as I'm from Uttarakhand. But
Hmm.
we do speak Hindi in our home with each other. So,
Do
like
you
my
speak Hindi
parents.
with your parents in the same tone, same way? Intonation and everything is same?
No, no, no. The way I speak English is entirely different from the way I speak Hindi. I've
Hmm.
noticed in my videos as well. I speak Hindi in a very normal way, but I just like when it comes to English, if you will come to my home and you'll talk to me in English. I'll speak the same way as I'm speaking right now in front of you, in front of camera. But if you start talking to me in Hindi, so that would be a bit different from the way I'm speaking English.
Okay. That doesn't matter, like whatever it is, but really, you're such a scintillating speaker. And the way you speak, your accent is everything infallible. Really.
Thank you. And if you have any
Okay.
more question, you can ask.
Yes, actually, I don't have any special question. I wanted to know about accent, your accent, because I have seen first time I have seen your video with the Rekha ma'am, and like both you were talking in that something confident or some topic. So the video was really good, and I watched first time your video. Like I watched you first time in that video. I saw you, and after that, like I go through your I like went through your channel, and really you're doing very great job. So as you told me, sir, you are a central government employee. Actually, what is the role of your job, and what do you do exactly in central government job?
Well, I'm working as a clerk in forest department.
Forest department.
Yes.
Wow, it's great. And in forest department, what kind of like they do work? You are a clerk. So exactly, what is the main thing which you enjoy a lot during your whole day, whenever you do your work? What is the thing which makes you motivate or enthralling in this field?
Well, except my work, which I do in my office, I love everything.
Oh my God.
Because except my work, in my leisure time, I don't have anything to do except this language English. I'm practicing, I'm learning. At the same time, I'm teaching. Teaching means I'm not a professional teacher because I haven't done any certificated course like that. But one of my teachers told me that if you really want to enhance your spoken English, you want to sound more perfect and proficient, all you have to do is just start teaching others. Because when you start teaching others, somehow, to some extent, you learn something from all of them. Because before teaching, you have to learn first, then only you are able to acknowledge others. And that requires a very deep study and research as well. So the more
Yes.
you dive into something and you would pour yourself into learning something, you are going to come up with so many beautiful things that you are not aware of before. And this is how teaching will help you a lot in order to shine, in order to polish, in order to brush up your skills, whatever you have.
Wow, that's a great, and I totally agree with this point because once we start teaching, definitely we are supposed to find out the depth concept of this thing which you are going to teach, and definitely somewhere we can get advantage, like in the different way, like we can learn many more things. So I can totally like agree with your point. One thing I would like to know from your side, that which method do you use? Many people they say that we shouldn't go with the grammar concept. Just we should go with the spoken part, and gradually meanwhile we can solve the grammar portion. So what's your teaching method? Do you prefer first learn grammar and then focus on the speaking part, or simultaneously we should do both of things? What's your pattern of teaching?
Well, my pattern is entirely different of the way you are asking question to me because here I would categorize your statement into two different questions. Number one, the steps which I have followed in order to become an impeccable and proficient speaker. Those steps are entirely different. And number two is grammar literally mandatory in order to speak English fluently, yes or no for a beginner. So let me answer the first question. See, English is just a language. It's not a subject that we need to study in a systematic way.
Yes, yes.
So, first of all, we need to understand that we all are Indians, and English is not our native language. Our first language is Hindi, our national language. But because of some reasons, we are trying to master this language. So, while learning this language, if we are making any mistakes or if we are fumbling at any point, we should not feel ashamed about it. Second thing is that we need to understand before starting a journey to learn something, no matter is it English or something else, we need to find a powerful reason for ourselves in order to learn that particular skill and the particular art. If you have powerful listening, we are not going to waste our time, and we will be more focused and attentive in order to reach that level which we have set in our initial stage. The third thing, words have some magical power. The more you have words, the better you can express and your ideas and your feelings and emotions and everything. Because if I'll give you one topic and I'll ask you that you have to speak about this topic in your native language, I'm damn sure you are more than comfortable to speak about it because that's your mother tongue. At the same time, if I would ask you that you have to speak about the same topic in English, now you think about some vocabs which are required in order to express your feelings and everything that you can do in your native language. So learn at least one or two vocabs on single thing and try to incorporate those vocabularies in your day-to-day spoken English. The fourth thing that I would say, we should not obsess with grammar. This could be related to the question you have asked me. In our initial stage, we should not obsess with grammar rules. Rather, we should focus on our flow and confidence. The moment we reach on that level where we can talk in English with anyone around the world without hesitation and shyness in a very confident way, no matter how many mistakes we are committing, no matter we are making sense or not, at least we have that courage that we are going to speak English in front of anyone.
Yes, yes.
Once you reach in this level, then of course you can go for your accuracy, which simply means grammar. But in initial state, if you are going to focus on grammar, you are going to bother about grammar, actually you are not doing anything but creating a trap of grammar in your mind, where that grammar will divide your mind into two different parts. One, whenever you speak English, you yourself will calculate your spoken English. Am I speaking correct? Am I
Mhm.
using correct
Yes, yes.
tense? Have, has, and you are going to get confused. And the second part of your brain will work on the content which you have to speak. Now, how one sailor can cross the river by sailing two different boats. To some extent, he can sail, but at certain point, he has to choose only one boat in order to cross the river. So you need to align your thoughts, and you have to organize your thoughts in a systematic manner. You have to avoid grammar at that time. Now, fifth one is, of course, practice. Practice makes a man perfect, but I don't believe on
Yes.
it. Because
Why?
I believe on no one is perfect in this whole world. No one. And
Yes.
not
Mhm.
practice, but focus practice can show you some progress on your spoken English. So indulge yourself into focus practice, where first of all you have to evaluate yourself. You need to find the area of weakness where you have to work on, and then you are specifically pointing out and working on those points where you are feeling a bit weak or you are not feeling comfortable with, right? So this is how you have to practice, and you have to be regular twice a day. It's not like today I have 6 hours and I'm studying for whole night. Tomorrow I don't have 6 hours, I have only 30 minutes. So I'm thinking, okay, let it be. Why I'm practicing? Let's go and hang out with friends. No, that's not going to
Mhm.
help you out. Now, next step is love your mistakes. Most of the time, people laugh at me when I'm saying like love your mistake. How one can love his own mistakes, but still, I would say yes. We need to embrace our mistake with both hands because we are not God. We are human beings, and for humans, mistakes are allowed. Make mistake as much as you can make, but yes, make sure once you are indulged with identification of your mistakes, now you have to correct yourself gradually and eventually we'll feel that now you are speaking just like a flawless speaker, right? Because teachers make mistakes, native speakers make mistake, every single professional speaker make mistake. There is no such guy
Yes.
who is not making mistake, right?
Indeed, indeed.
Now next one is English speaking environment. I hope you remembered, how did you learn your mother tongue when you were a kid? You have observed your parents how they were speaking, you have observed your siblings, and after listening to them you have started imitating to them. And then that's how you have learned your mother tongue. Same goes with English. The more you surround yourself with this language, the more you are going to acquainted and familiar with this language. So, for
Mhm.
example, if
Exactly.
you're a homemaker, you're doing your work in the kitchen, so you can use your earbuds and listen to English podcast. If you're not finding anything, whatever you are doing since morning, even though you're brushing your teeth, you're washing your face, right? If you are getting prepared for your office, you are going to mark it. Whatever you are doing, just try to speak in English first and then go for that particular action. See the magical change in your spoken English. This is how you are going to imbibe English in your blood, in your soul, in your brain, most probably in your tongue, right?
Yes.
To whatever thing you have in your home, just try to explain in English. For example, painting, banners, chart, whatever, right? This is how you can process the think in English power, right? Now, next one is LRWS. I'm sure you have heard about it: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. These are 4 modules and 4 pillars of English. Each of these are equally important water for fish. So, listening to podcast, listen podcast or two, listen podcast, listening to native speakers, teachers, and English speakers will allow you to get the real exposure of this language. But make sure listening not should be hmm, no, it should be active listening. Whatever they are speaking, you
Yes,
have to
yes.
acquire it. You have to consume it in a very pure form. The second one is when I'm saying reading, reading will improve if you read aloud out of your mouth. So you are going to improve your pronunciation. Reading will allow you to improve your intonation. If you will connect yourself with the character which you are reading at that book, right? Third, you are going to come across to so many new words that you can incorporate in your spoken English. Now, when I'm saying writing, writing will allow you to improve your accuracy, whatever you are speaking, because there you need to
Yes,
use
yes.
all the grammar rules which you have studied, right? Last, speaking. If I'll ask you that this is a swimming book, read this book. From tomorrow, you are going to learn swimming. Is it possible? I don't think so.
No, until
In order
until
to learn,
practically we indulge in that particular thing.
yeah, so in order to learn swimming, you have to jump into the water, you have to swim, you have to practice. That's how you can learn swimming. Same goes with English. Speaking could be learned by speaking only. There's no alternative. So, in nutshell, let me make long story quite short. We need to keep patience because English learning is not an overnight process. We have to enjoy our process of learning because learn with fun is the best technique. We should not procrastinate the things. We have been taking so many tips and tricks and advices from different mentors, trainers, coaches. They have been suggesting a lot of things to improve our spoken English. But what we are doing after listening to them, we are just sleeping. We are not implementing those steps in our spoken English on ground. So implementation is must. And last but not least, don't try to give a lame excuse to yourself that I don't have time. Because if you want to get time for yourself, so definitely you'll get the time. And if you decide it, if you're determined, passionate, enthusiastic, crazy, mad in order to master this language, there's no such power in this whole world who can stop you in order to become the best version of yourself, the master of self life. I'm done.
Scintillating, sir. The whatever the explanation you have given, just really amazing, and you categorize each and everything in a very good way. That is really inexplicable for me, really. So and like just like you said, first of all we need to focus on the fluency, and then we should like go with the accuracy, because initially if we focus on the accuracy, then our mind will get stuck somewhere, and it's not possible to get that fluency. And really I agree with these all points, and hope the beginners and intermediate level students and whoever like learning this language, they should take advantage from these tips and tricks, really.
Yeah.
All right, sir. So would you like to continue this session? Because I can't
Let's
see what time is going on. What is like?
we have time. If you want to ask something, so you can ask. I will let you know if the time would
Okay,
less. Yeah.
just once like listening to your thing, one like question has arisen in my mind. That as you said, that first we should work on our fluency, and then we should work on our accuracy. But the problem is that when we start learning, anyone who like start from scratch, so what happen after some time if that person is start going to focus on only fluency part? So after 6 months or 8 months, there are few mistakes which like after some time which will be the part of that student life. For example, any kind of mistake is there, grammatically mistakes. If let's say I am making mistake in tenses somewhere, and I have been doing this practice for the 6 to 8 months, so now this is the part of my like spoken, and it's totally incorporated in my habit. And now, like after 8 months, I'm going to focus on my accuracy. The problem is that actually I'm habituate to speak my sentences in that way. How to get rid of this problem? Because already I'm get into the habit of this problem, and now I'm focusing to remove this problem in term of getting the accuracy. So what to do? Because after 8 months, I'm totally habituated, and now it's quite difficult for me to refrain this problem from my side. Are you getting my problem? Like most of the learner, they have this problem. Once they are habituated towards any kind of mistakes, and when they realize or they are like suggested, okay, you should remove these mistakes, you should focus on this part. Now it's quite arduous, quite onerous to get rid of this particular problem, because they like that person is totally habituated in a flow. Whenever they have a conversation, that person have a conversation in a flow, automatically that mistake happens. Okay, so at this situation, what that a student should do? I hope I'm able to
Well,
made you understand what is my problem or student's problem.
I got your problem and I got your student's problem as well. Let me throw some insight on it. First of all, there are two statements that I want to highlight over here before starting the clarification of your question.
Yes.
If you have need, you will get seed for sure. And
Obviously, yes,
necessity
certainly.
is the mother of all inventions. So if you have decided, like, I want to transform myself, I want to upgrade myself, I want to see some modification in my character, I'm looking for a big and massive advancement in my spoken English. For that, you are going to do everything, no matter at what cost, you'll do.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, second thing, I hope you remember, or not even remember, it's a common thing that how a baby learns his mother tongue. Um, have you ever seen like a baby is going to school in order to learn grammar
No,
for
just
his own
observing
native
method.
language?
Just observing.
And I'm telling you, Indian baby, if you'll send him to any native speakers country where people speak in English, and after 10 years, when he'll come back to India, he can speak far better than teacher, professional speaker, professor, and everything else. How?
Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, was he learning grammar over there in that country? I don't think so. But the environment, there are two things. First one is language acquisition. Second one is language learning. We all are language learner. We are learning this language. And the one who are native speaker of English, they have acquired this language. They're born with this language. They don't learn grammar. In our case, we are learning because we took it as a subject. Subject, verb, object, then past and present. Think about those people when we were colonized by Britishers, and those Indians who speak English with them or work as a middleman. Have they learned grammar in that time? I don't think so.
No.
And who was there to teach grammar to them? I don't think so.
Actually, they had that environment. They had that environment, that ambience. That is the main reason.
So that's what I'm saying. Okay, I accept it. Not only you, but also me and many of us have been facing the same problem, and we are struggling with the same thing because we have been taught by our teachers in a wrong way. Wrong way is like a pronunciation. Develop. Chore, home chore, not chore, chore. So we have been mispronouncing the words because our ears has been trained in that way. But now we got maturity. Now we are wise. We are intellectual. We can make the difference between right and wrong. Now we can learn. Okay. The things that you have been doing since your childhood, and you'll think like within 1 month, 2 months, you are going to alter and substitute it entirely. Sorry, ma'am, it's not possible. Not for anyone. Everything takes time. It will take some time. But just because you will think, oh God, I've been mispronouncing the word, I've been making a lot of mistakes while speaking grammar. Now I'm habituated with my own sentence. I used to say like he have, so still I'm saying he have. When I'm saying that they is, so still I'm saying they. No, See, every single person has one different pattern in order to learn or acquire things. Every single person. Some of us learn with the help of visualization by watching YouTube videos, Hollywood movies, and all those things. Some of us learn by audios, by listening
Yes.
podcast and
Mm.
native speakers. Some of us learn by writing, some of us learn by reading. Every single person has his own pattern to learn things. So what I'm saying, sometimes you don't need to study anything in book. You don't need to learn. You don't need to mug up and cram any single rule. Your subconscious mind will allow you to acquire things from the person, from your environment, or from everywhere. For
Yes, yes.
example,
Mm.
if you'll ask me, what is your name? I'll say, Shiv, my name is. Shiv, my name is. Is it a right sentence?
Obviously, it's not right sentence. It's not a
So,
pattern, perfect pattern. It's a wrong pattern.
but actually, I'm not a. I'm being habituated to speak in the same way, so that's why I'm speaking. Someone is asking to me like, "What is your name?" So I'm saying my Shiv is name. That's what. Now, the second step, I have asked you, ma'am, what is your name? Now you are saying my name is Shabnam, and then I will think about it. She said something different. What she said? She
Something
said, my
different.
name
Yes.
is Shabnam. And of course, she is far better than me. It means I made a mistake. Let me correct myself. From next day,
Mm-hmm.
I'll not say this and I'll say my name is Shiv. You didn't you didn't teach me. You didn't tell me. I've learned subconsciously from my own and own after observing you. So
Yes, yes.
I'm not sure you believe me or not, but this is what my personal belief and experience. On the basis of that, I'm telling you, honestly speaking, 40% of grammar rule you haven't read anywhere, you haven't studied, and no one has taught you. But the moment you started speaking with different people around the world, you'd get diversity of thoughts and sentence pattern. And from there, you got
Yes.
to know that, okay, fine, there is a one pattern I have been in order to, as a matter of fact, as far as my knowledge concerned.
Yes, yes.
So this is how we have learned, right? Subconsciously, we have learned some patterns. We don't need to rule like past tense, present tense, active voice, and passive voice. Honestly speaking, I swear I haven't learned grammar in my entire life. Honestly, still. Okay, fine. I make some mistake when I'm speaking English. That's totally fine. But I don't even care about it because I took English as a language, not subject. So I've learned it in that way. Fine. But I hope the way I'm speaking right now, you can understand me. Like I'm talking about
Yes.
present,
Hmm.
past, or future. So that's fine. That's how we just acquire knowledge in order to extend our thoughts.
Exactly, exactly. So, like all in all,
Now,
you just wanted to say the main thing is that we should focusing if we have this kind of problem and we want to eradicate, exterminate from our habit. So, just like few things we have to follow, focusing, observing the things, and it will take time. Like within the overnight, we can't expect that. Okay, I have been making these mistakes, and after 2 days, I will be able to remove it from my my habit. So it will take time. Definitely after 15 days, 20 days, keep practicing. Then definitely by focusing, observing and our subconscious mind, we can like win that problem. We can exterminate from our habit. Correct?
yes, ma'am, this time you hit nail on the head. And the statement you
Oh
have
my
stated,
god.
I can see
Oh
eye
my
to eye.
god. Just I said everything in like one line. I try to say it like one line. Okay, huh, this is the main problem, and this is the solution. We have to focus on it. Just observing, focusing, as the kids. Rest of the things, just put on your subconscious mind and give time. Like after some time, definitely, like we will be able to eradicate this problem. Okay, because I have this problem. I have issue with articles. Unnecessarily, sometimes I use the article in my conversation, and that is a minor. Sometimes when we have a conversation, when I have conversation with the co-learner, so it's really imperceptible. But somewhere I feel okay, now I know like okay, this is my mistakes, and somewhere I have to remove it. It's my problem, and I am the only one person who can solve this problem. No one will come and solve it. Definitely. So it will take time. Suddenly I can't expect anything or anyone, any learner. Correct. So great.
True, ma'am. And not only this thing, everything takes time. In fact, time is saying
Yeah,
to us
obviously.
that to stop
Yes.
this conversation
Certainly, I agree
because
this
we
point. Yes.
are with time. And it was really nice talking to you. It was a really fruitful and healthy conversation with you. I've enjoyed a lot. Hopefully, you as well. So, some
Yes,
other day,
yes.
we are going to talk about some other topic.
Indeed, indeed. Actually, when we started our conversation, something in was my mind. I wanted to discuss on a matter, an incident, but like unfortunately, I ended up with something else because suddenly these questions pop up in my mind, and I thought, no, I as you are a teacher, and some these are the common problems all learner we have. So I thought, no, I should ask these questions first, and I kept that my discussion on that topic. Let's another time when we will have next session. Hopefully, at that time we definitely I would like to discuss like have a discussion on that particular topic. That was not a topic, but it's a kind of incident like nowadays going on. But really, it's a really spectacular conversation with you, and I got to know lots of things like how we can work on our like problems and our learning journey of this language. Really, and hope in the future also I will be able to remove my mother tongue influence because I have this issue also as you don't have, so you can't realize, but I have, like I know that my problem is mother tongue influence. So somewhere I feel no, I should remove it also, but it's not easy, it's not a like hard, it's really hard nut to crack for me. Wait, my daughter, she's saying something, so sorry for the interruption.
No,
So
that's
this
okay,
is
fine. But I'm damn sure the way you're putting your effort in order to reach on the level of peak, you are going to eradicate your MTI as well as you'll make it as a piece of cake for yourself. So we'll meet again. Thank you, Sarna, for giving your precious time. It
totally
was
fine.
really fruitful and
Thank you
very
for
wonderful
connecting with me
conversation.
as well, sir.
So,
Sure, sir. Thank
good
you.
night. Have
Okay,
a good dream.
good night. Bye bye. Yeah.